Welcome back, guys, to Monster Hunter World, and today we are facing up against the Azure Rathalos, which is the subspecies of the Rathalos. Now, the Azure Rathalos comes equipped with some new technology.
You wanna see my power level, huh? You like jazz?
Of course, not just new technology. What I'm trying to reference is its new abilities. It's going to be more fast-paced in this fight, and it feels more pissed off in a way. It's just a very pissed off subspecies. And it really didn't notice me right there, obviously, because it's a dopey dope. But this is a fun fight because he is going to always be launching at you, and that's something to expect with the Azure Rathalos. And if he can grapple onto you and like use his claws on you, chances are you're going to get poison blighted, and you have to take that effect off as soon as possible with antidotes. Now, I just want to talk about the Rathalos in general. There's a certain monster I want to show you right now. That monster was Frontier. I'll pop a text of what its name is because I can't remember it. But that monster, doesn't it look similar? It's actually not. I don't know why they did that, but they're actually different families. They are not. Well, that monster is not part of the Rathalos family. It's something different. But I just thought it was so phenomenal that they put that monster in Frontier just to, brag about it. But, I'm using the longsword because, for simple reasons of I want to be able to evade fast and move fast against the Azure Rathalos. Say it's more of a tactical thing to do. So that's why I choose the longsword. And I believe I have 50% affinity on this set. And I'm still using the Xeno set for the sole purpose of it looks so freaking cool. And not only that, we have Blast Blight, not Blast Blight negation, but Blight negation in total. So I can't really, get hit by poison as much, or Blast Blight and all that stuff, which this makes this set really nice. And also about this set, I have a skill that consists of knockback negation. So it really depends on what type of moves monsters use against you in order for that knockback negation to go into effect. Excuse me, that move right there would have poisoned me if I did get hit, of course. But the Azure Rathalos, I remember it all the way from, I believe it was in the original, and they actually had the pink Rathalos and the Azure Rathalos. And I also remember the gold Rathian and the silver Rathalos. Now, let's talk about those. I'll pop an image of the silver Rathalos first, and then the gold Rathian second. Okay, now that those images are away, those are actually rare species monsters. There's a difference between subspecies and rare species, just because there are. Rare species are not really common in the franchise, but the most common ones are the gold Rathian and the silver Rathalos. But usually the rare species are found in the Frontier franchise. For example, like these, I believe it's the gold or silver Hypnocatries, and there's plenty more that I'll show up in images and show their names in the video so you guys know. So we did cut off that tail, which is a crucial thing about taking down the Azure Rathalos. You want to take down the tail of the Rathalos. Even with the Rathian, you want to take that tail down. Now we have to go find him over here, and here he is. he's obviously not prepared to fight the mighty JD.
I am mighty.
Now, when I fought Azure Rathalos, like, in general, I sometimes struggle with him because sometimes I panic and I start to swing at him in mid-air, and that's the biggest mistake you can do. But I'm becoming more wise with my choices now, because I'm basically timing on which time should I attack him, and I usually attack him in the lunging phase when he flies and lunges at you, because there's a period of time where you can get a few swings in. And that's probably the best way to fight the Azure Rathalos, because this guy is going to be flying a lot. But right here, when he gets tired and he lands, there's a period when he will land and he'll start running after you and just spitting those fireballs out like. But see, he's getting desperate now, as you can see, and he's just trying to do anything in his way to bite, claw, run at you. But this is a perfect phase to do your damage, because he's not really going to do poison attacks much unless he gets enraged, but he's on the ground. What he'll do is he'll jump and stomp, and if you get hit by that, you will get hit with poison blight. And using this longsword, some people say it's kind of weak in damage. I think the sharpness is okay, because I also have another skill that has the sharpness, so I can get more swings in, and it's a really cool feature. I never was crazy about it, but you know, it's there to be there, and it's also there to help you out. Like, say if you had a weapon with white sharpness and it was only a sliver, with the halving the sharpness, you can get more out of it. So it's a really nice feature. I'm not sure if, well, honestly, the Azure Rathalos, the model design changed over the years. Like the original design, like in the very previous game, not like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate or like 4 Ultimate, but like in the very first Monster Hunter game, if not, it was in Ghost, but it looked skinny. It just looked really skinny. Like it was kind of anorexic, like an anorexic version of the Azure Rathalos, and it looked kind of funky. But that's to expect with the PS2 era. You know, graphics weren't, you know, like to the max. You know, it wasn't buff graphics, but it was very acceptable for the appearance of the PS2, and so can't really bitch about it. But now that I look at it, it looks kind of goofy. Then you can see he's in his rage state, because if you look down where the meter is, that heart meter or whatever it is, when it clicks orange, that means he's in his rage state, and he's going to do anything in his path just to claw at us. Oh, and there he goes, he runs off like a chicken. And I was just wondering where he was going, and my stupid ass didn't realize, oh shit, he's only going down here. And I actually, watch this, guys, just watch this, because I was actually curious. I was like, does this actually work? And so I tested that out, and it worked. It actually did work, and it was a cool feature that I love that they added in Monster Hunter World, that you're able to use the environment to trap monsters. I really don't use this a lot, because I'm a very, I wouldn't say primitive fighter, but I'm basic at fighting. I just like to fight a monster. I don't like to use traps or hit the monster with paralysis status effects. But I usually run poison sometimes, so that's kind of me being a hypocrite. But I'm talking about like traps in general, not like status effects and stuff. And that is a really cool feature I like on the longsword that they added. I'm trying to, next week I'm going to get Monster Hunter Double Cross, because I'm at the point right now, at Frontier where I'm fighting tempered monsters, so that's also fun. But it just gives me like a breather to actually play something else as well, since I'm practically done with the end game content, but I'm not, because I'm still doing the tempered monsters, and you can get cool, sick rewards from them. Spoiler alert: you can get these buffs for your weapons in form of like they're like shards or something, so they're really cool. Okay, spoiler off. And it's a really cool feature that I think that was basically a good thing to have in this game for endgame content. But anyways, talking about the Azure Rathalos, he is so fucking pissed at us right now. We didn't pay the rent money, and now he wants it back. I love to make fun of this guy. There's been times where he killed me, so do I consider him a true rival? Kind of. I have my love-hate moments with the Azure Rathalos, that's for sure. Because you cannot single him out. Some people say he's like the Rathalos. Yes and no. He's like a Rathalos because he looks the same, and he sometimes has the same move patterns, but this Azure Rathalos is much faster, and he gets pissed off a lot. So, oh, and there's a Uragon. Just this thing is like a big clusterfuck right now. There's the Dodo Gamma right there. Boop. Well, he was until he left off screen, and then there's the Uragon and the Dodo Gamma doing shit in the back. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is I'm killing this Azure Rathalos today. And he just got slammed in the face by the Uragon with his massive cleft chin. You know, the crimson chin. And now he's limping. I know that animation by heart. When you see a monster turn in a very quirky manner, and it just like does that slow turn, that means the monster is going to limp away. That's the most iconic thing you can see on a monster. It's more primitive. I mean, it's more how would I put this? It's more defined in the previous titles. I don't really see it a lot anymore. Usually I see it with the Rathian and the Rathalos, but that's about it. But it was more defined in the previous titles. And also on Monster Hunter Online and Frontier, that was another thing too that they had that in. So you'd be like, oh, that awkward turning. Oh, that means the monster's limping away. So yeah, that Uragon's gonna be a pain in the ass. He just really loves to ruin.
That's it. I'm out of here.
You know, the moments. And I didn't put that monster in paralysis, but I gotta say thank you. So I did get my free swings in, and boop, I killed it. So I thought that was, you know, just so amazing that I got some free hits in just to kill it. So, anyways, I'll cut this short. So thank you guys for watching Monster Hunter World, me facing up against the beautiful Azure Rathalos. And until next time, I will see you guys later.